Change? Shit. I guess change is good for any of us. Whatever it takes for any of y'all niggas to get up out of it. Shit, I'm with you. I ain't mad at you. And I'm love for you. Thank one. Yeah. All the homies that I ain't talked to in a while, I'm sending them out to y'all. Know what I mean? Cause I ain't mad at you. Heard y'all tearing up shit out there. Kicking up dust. Giving up. Yeah. Cause I ain't mad at you. Now we was one, two niggas at the same time. Quick to holler at a hoochie with the same line. You was just a little smaller, but still bold. Got pressed the YA and hit the hood swole. Remember when you had them curly white line. On the block with your block tripping on shirt. Collect balls to the tip, saying how you change. Oh, you a Muslim that? No one no game. Pretty much coming home, just got bail. Wanna go to the box, or wanna chase tail. And since I lost my little homie, you can't fail. Thinking that I'm sending it, you can't plan. When I talk about money, all you see is trouble. When I tell you I'm living on, you tell me it's trouble. Congratulations on the rent. I hope you like what you got playing for life. And that's the whole thing. I know you won't hard. You probably don't remember. I used to think we were simple, but now I'm in a better. And I see it like, who we born on the motherfucker with the wrong shit on. Now the whole shit's changed. And you don't need to get it down. Big money king. And you ain't getting rich. You in my heart. Same motherfucker bad. Go tell the trouble to top. Go down, drop back. And I can't even trip. Cause I'm laughing at you. Try hard to maintain and go ahead. Cause I ain't mad at you. Used to be like this and cut. Like playing doesn't all make for her doesn't. No, that's a cousin used to get us on the roof or behind the bed. I'm keeping picking on him and kissing all the time. She said, besides, we're really grinding, wasn't nothing on our mind. In time, we turn to living like a drunk. We're grinding back, but time was what we killing us. I caught family loving the way you love. And even though we separated, said that you wait, don't get nobody no. While I be locked up safe, I kiss my mama goodbye. Wipe the tears from my low eyes. Then I'll turn, but I gotta fight the things to ride. I'm still here. Mama, I ain't happy here. I'm trying, I'm found for my fucking years. They got me going bad. I'm knocking up the going back to my bed. Kicking hell, I know one day I'll be back. As soon as I touch down, I put my girl out there to my bed. She get fucked down. The homies gonna kick it, but I'm snapping at you. This is a damn ass bitch. I ain't bad. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad. Moving up, this nigga's balling down. Bitches be calling to get it. Hookers keep balling down. He went from nothing to block. 10 cap rock. From a nobody nigga to the big man on the block. He's Mr. Local celebrity. Addicted to moving key. Hated by enemies. Escaping the luxury. She works with our nigga, but baby. So the choice is made. Never gotta play you by the brain. In the younger days, so for the paper at the place. Keep them so wild that bomb. But when we make it to the better days, the prime day. And in time, you'll find a rhyme place to feel the fire from the niggas in my younger days. So many things, Joey. So many try to block. But I keep a block beside my head. Who will it stop? Still got the dirt to my essence. Cause even as an adolescent, I refuse to be a convalescent. So many questions that they ask me if I'm still down. I'm moving out of the ghetto. I ain't real now. They got so much to say, but I'm just laughing at you. Just don't know. But I ain't mad at you. And I ain't mad at you. 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 I ain't mad at you.
And literally, I ain't mad at you. Hello, good morning. It's High Priestess Jamila. I got time for readings. I got time. And so what y'all can do is y'all can post any questions that you may have in the chat with your zodiac sign. And I'll give you a free quick one. If you guys want to purchase a full reading, y'all want to purchase a full reading, you can either cash at me or visit the Etsy shop below. Now, I pulled cards today and I got the Tower and the High Priestess today. So I already know that people are having some Tower moments. The world is kind of in turmoil. A lot of people are lost. A lot of people are lost, especially our men. Okay. The men on this planet are lost. So I already know that there's a lot of you guys that probably are a little confused as far as to like what's going on with the males on this planet, what a lot of them are being influenced by. So if you have love questions, then, I'll answer them. But hey, Prince of Presents, hello. Hello. How are you? Um, Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. We don't really have very many in here. 7 minutes in and one viewer. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Okay. You know how you could tell that it was something strange going on was just the way that it just the men on this planet, the men, it's something going on with them. I've been seeing so many women make videos about these men on this planet, the things that they're doing, the weirdness, the odd, bizarre behavior. And I'm a high priestess that reads cards. Okay. The bizarre behavior, that is because of the prevalence of being in denial, number one, as far as what's going on out here spiritually. Why are people so odd and strange? Why is it so difficult to find a decent partner? Um, there are, in my opinion, worldwide universal agendas that are happening. And I believe that all of those agendas distract us from spirit. It distracts us from spirit and what spirit is doing. So a lot of the things that are happening, very, very odd. People displaying odd behavior. If the people in your life, that's what I want to talk about, because a lot of y'all probably like, what in the hell? People acting strange. Strange and unnecessary and unusual. And I think that it's because a lot of people don't really have any direction. They don't really understand their life purpose. They're completely ignoring they're completely ignoring, what people would consider to be God or spirit. So they're ignoring it. They're giving in to these negative entities. So I realize that it's a lot of negative crap going on. Men purposely trying to do harm to women, using love as a weapon against women, using love as a weapon. That's why a lot of women feel as though what's happening is it's almost like men are being used against women. So it's all been kind of, the way some people would describe it as weaponized. And a lot of you women have a really hard time not feeling sorry for them because you have a deep level of understanding for what it is that they're dealing with, why they're so unstable, why they're so angry, why are they doing this, why are they doing that. So it's I already know. And for some reason, I got one viewer. I've been doing readings on YouTube for 6 years. And these men mercilessly attacked this channel for years and years and years, without no mercy, attacked my business, attacked my children. And what this is karma that you're dealing with from other people. You're dealing with their childhood traumas. You're dealing with their past life karma. Every time somebody puts on any sort of display, whenever somebody is projecting to you, it is because they are reliving negativity. They are reliving spirits. So, for example, if a man grew up in a very negative, abusive environment, he is repeating that abuse a lot of the times. Um, if somebody had, it's almost like I've got to deal with this, and you have to be involved. See, a lot of people with whatever they're going through, some people have a tendency, like myself. I am one of them type of people that I deal with my problems by my lonely. I don't pull other people in to whatever I'm dealing with. Okay. So some people know how to deal with their problems and issues themselves, but some people, a lot of times, they have to involve you. They have to involve you. They have to somehow have a way of replaying out the things that have happened to them. Hello, Lavender. They play out the trauma. They relive the trauma. They're reliving the trauma of certain experiences that they have seen their mama have. I've noticed that. I've noticed that most of the males that I've dealt with, every single time you are reliving their mother's trauma. And what they will do is they will repeat to you what they have seen or heard happen to their mother. Okay? Whatever has happened to their mother, that's what's happening. I have a question for my spirit team that's been weighing heavy on my heart. Okay, Lavender, go ahead, hon. Go ahead and post your question and your zodiac sign, and I'm gonna read. Prince of Presence says it's because they refuse to accept the goddess and balance their energy. It's the male's father, grandfather, uncles who beat and berate femininity. Uh-huh. They cannot connect to their inner intuition without accepting the divine mother. Yeah, and that has a lot to do with there's a lot to it. It does. It is the type of males that they have seen. That's why I was saying if they mother had a male that traumatized them, that's just like that's just like like I said, purposely being disrespectful, using foul language on women, just bringing out the worst in the divine feminine and then judging us for it, doing silly, stupid stuff, and then wondering why we're cursing them because, they are a lot of them are unequipped for a family. They're not family ready, Prince of Presence, and that's why they do so much focus. They have so much focus on women with children. It doesn't matter if she's married or not, because most of the time women are married to these men, and these men are still absent in every way. They're not really there mentally or spiritually. They're not. Okay. And I'll talk more about that. Why does my spirit team let distorted, envious people do black magic on me? My spirit team is a beast, and it's not normal for them to let people hurt me. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. I've never asked that question. I have never really asked spirit, why are you letting me go through what I'm going through? Yeah. I've never asked that. That's a good question. Why are they letting us go through this? Because you either going through it or you too afraid to admit that you're going through it. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to give you a straight answer on that. And I kind of already know or think. Let's call to Saint Michael, please. Guidance, clarity, please, Saint Michael. Why? Spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels. Okay, the King of Wands flipped over. Lavender Flower wants to know, why are y'all letting her go through this? Why are y'all even allowing black magic to be put on her? You said, why are they allowing people to throw black magic at you? Okay. Okay. Give me a second to study these cards for a second. Because of your father. That's why. Your father. King of Wands was the first card that came out. Clarify King of Wands. And guys, y'all have to bear with me because I have to clarify a lot because of what's going on in general. And I'm gonna tell y'all what's going on. Okay, yeah. Well, you know what? Things are gonna get better. Lavender flower, things are gonna get better. The very first thing that I could see is that things are gonna get better. Feel like there's some sort of financial issue that you're dealing with. I feel like you've been asking for change and that change is coming. But it's been so difficult and up and down. It's been so difficult and up and down that it's kind of difficult for you to see the silver lining. And then also, I feel that you got some stuff at the root chakra that kind of makes the pendulum, it kind of it throws things off balance. It causes things to go up and down. Okay, you feel like sometimes you're up on your luck, sometimes you're down on your luck. this is this is definitely coming from your father. I feel like there was some kind of action that was taken though, because the Knight of Swords came up. Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, to clarify the King of Wands. So change is coming and good change is coming. Lavender flower. I got what they're saying is that the problem is that your vision keeps getting thrown off. Okay, to the point where you'll look ahead, but then you'll look back. But I do see change coming. The Wheel of Fortune came up. So I think that this has a lot to do with finances. Is what is what I believe. And then also also you kind of being up and down in your spirit, just being up and down, feeling like you're not necessarily in control. But this King of Swords comes up in the upright position, Ten of Cups, and the Hierophant. So I believe that things are going to get better. Feel like right now things are sort of up and down, but I feel like things are going to get better. The energies are going to stabilize themselves. Keep in mind that the King of Wands represents the divine masculine, mainly the planet. What I'm getting is Mars. Clarify the Hierophant. Yeah, I feel like this does definitely have something to do with finances, lavender flower, and I see a great success coming to you in the future. And another thing that I can see is that I can see you working on it, but I do feel like spirits is saying that some of the things that you think about, your thoughts, are possibly kind of either too negative. Feel like there's been way too much negative thinking, which, and I know it's difficult. It's very difficult. It really is. And you know what I've noticed, and I'm not trying to be sexist or anything. Most of the negative things that we're dealing with derive from the masculine energy. Most of the negativity that we're dealing with, like when you see negative people on YouTube, The way that they attacking and coming for women and children, and they just acting like just animals, you know? And it's really, really difficult to not let that energy throw you off and throw off your focus. I'm gonna clarify this King of Wands because what this spirit guide is telling me is that it's the way they feel as though sometimes when the up and down happens is that I feel like things have been kind of unstable. Clarify King of Swords. Yeah, you're just going through a bad time right now, Lavender. But things are definitely going to get better. Six of Swords came up, but see, they're saying the Six of Swords, if a spirit guide is giving you a critique or advice, it would be to focus on the positive, because if you focus on the negative, that's what you're going to produce is negativity. And you can't let negative people bother you either. Because I'm going to tell you, I've had people that have just been negative for the past 24 to 48 hours that have just been trying to bother me, throw me off. People that, and let me tell you, people that don't pay your bills, people that don't sit down with you every month and do your budget, you can't let them mess with you at all. The only way that a woman would even have to do that is if she is depending on a man for his money, or a person who, not even just a man, just whoever it is that you, whoever it is or whatever it is that you depend on for support, which is who, Lavender. To me, what I feel from you is that you support yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like I get the sense that you are the type of woman that takes care of yourself. A lot similar to me. I don't sit back and wait for nobody to take care of me, financially, emotionally, or any of that. I don't. That's something that I have been independent, a free thinker for years and years. And although it seems like there's a lot of negativity I can see coming from, I'm seeing fire and air energy in your reading. Fire and air, because you got a total of one, two, three, four, five, and six, actually, because the Hierophant is a court card. To me, that's a person. Seven, actually, the sun in the upright position. You've got quite a few characters and situations that seem to be playing out. I do feel that these energies, Lavender, they tend to make you sort of drop down, like lower your vibrations. Feel like you're dealing with some very low vibrational energies, like we all are. All of us are dealing with, on some level, low vibrating people, low frequency, people that, instead of bringing some kind of balance or understanding, it's things very chaotic, up in the air, very unstable. Then I feel like a lot of your issue does come from unstable male perspective, but there's a spirit guide here, Lavender, that is this comes up as this Queen of Swords in the upright position, and she handling her and who and whatever Like, I don't know who you called. Like, this must be either an ancestor or a spirit guide here. They are directly going head to head with whoever this Knight of Swords is. Hey, hold on, let me show you. See how they are at war with each other. Whoever this Queen of Swords is, this is a good spirit guide. This is a female energy. This is a male energy. I feel like your father must have had some issues. There has been this is like a guardian angel right here. Guardian angel. And this spirit guide right here is much more powerful than this one, but you can see them kind of going toe to toe. See how the knight is facing? They're fighting. This is actually your spirit guide fighting for you, some kind of guardian angel fighting for you, and you see the wheel of fortune. So you are going to come out as a winner, as beating whatever that is. This Knight of Swords is an issue, possibly past life. That's the one thing that I feel is happening, is like you'll be on a path, and I've noticed that some people, they are very, very sensitive to this. And that's why they're lost and they're wandering. Like, and this is the difference between being stable and unstable. When you think about the male energy that you've dealt with or that's in your life, instead of these males being able to focus on their family, focus on whatever it is that they're doing, circumstances or energies will just creep in, and the next thing you know, they're lost and wandering, and they're just out there wandering around. You know what I'm saying? Instead of them being able to stay focused, what they would do is they would go out there and wander for whatever reason. This creates instability. Okay, it does. A person that is not able to, this is the reason why the king or the emperor had a castle. He had a castle. Okay, he had women that could honestly say that they were having positive experiences with him. These women felt stable, they felt taken care of. They didn't feel like they were lost out there. You know what I'm saying? So this is the reason why some men, or some of and this is why women can't always depend on men. I mean, when you think about it, they want women to judge themselves based upon at least 60% of men not being able to focus. They'll start a family and completely abandon the situation because they sort of just get caught up in Charlotte's Web. They get caught up. And then that's when they get out there and they're loose and they're wandering and they're unstable. The Knight of Swords represents unstable energy, somebody being unstable, somebody not being reliable, somebody saying I'm gonna be there, but then they're not actually there when they say they're gonna be there. Okay. This is being produced for women. This is being pushed on to women, even if you're not married to the man, even if you have no connection to these certain males, right? It's being pushed to you. The agenda, these agendas seem to be getting pushed by these malevolent spirits, the agenda being pushed onto us, and then men being so caught up in being out there, or either them doing things perfectly, but they don't realize that they are unstable. They don't even want to admit it. They don't even want to admit to being so unstable. So, this in turn is the reason why women had to become independent. Women had to become stronger. Women had to become these people that can support themselves financially without a man doing it. I mean, we can. The reality of it is that you're gonna have to make it regardless to what that man decides to do. He could decide to go to Timbuktu. Hey, Orion's daughter, I ain't seen you in a minute. Yeah, yeah, and I think Prince of Presence is correct on that. I feel that many of us had unstable fathers. And see, that is because it's almost like they're dumbed down to the capacity to where there's so many spirits and entities and things swarming around them that they don't even realize what is causing them to turn away, to turn their back, to try to create these chaoses in our minds. Okay. So it's almost like they don't really understand what's happening in spirit, and so that's why men can have a tendency to wander off. And as a woman, you have to be able to hold down the fort. There has been a continuous ongoing spiritual war that has been playing out among the divine masculines, them taking out all of that and directing it directly towards the woman. And they expect for us to be mentally, physically, psychologically, and emotionally affected by it. They are expecting this. The malevolent spirits that have taken over a lot of these men, they are expecting that. That's what they want. But as a woman, you can't do it. So your spirit guides are fighting for you. And I see that you have some extremely powerful spirits that are going to pull you through this. Okay. Six of Swords is a very, very positive card. And you can tell that you're kind of going through the darkness, almost like the Six of Swords kind of reminds me of the Titanic, the energy from the Titanic, when a bunch of chaos ensues and you having to find your way through that and see that silver lining. And I feel like you do need to get away from it. I do feel like you, if it's not now, let me clarify the Six of Swords real quick. I definitely don't feel as though you're settled. I don't feel like you're necessarily in the place that you're supposed to be. But once you get there, you're going to have to kind of mentally disconnect from the past once you get to a place. So this is why the Six of Swords can sometimes be metaphorical, to where you'll see people and they'll move and they'll move to get a fresh start, but those memories, those thoughts, those energies are still with you, so to speak. They're just kind of still with you. You're still, even though you've moved away from a situation physically, mentally you haven't quite moved on from it. That's kind of what the Six of Swords is. Because a lot of people will think that just because they physically move, that that is the, that once they move, that's it. But that's actually not true. That's actually not true. I've been dealing with negative stuff from my father for 6 years now. 6 years. Just negative entities. Just, you know, casing behind me, and then even my own stuff. But I was still able to sit down and make plans and manifest money to all, like women are expected to be superwoman. You remember back in the day, what was her name? I think her name is Karen White. She's a singer. I'm not no superwoman. Well, we are now. You gotta damn near be a superwoman to get through a lot of this stuff that's happening and being thrown at us. You will get through it. I promise. The cards that I got for you, the five that I laid down: King of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Ten of Cups, and then the Hierophant. All right, just second, triple Gemini. Okay. Spirits, clarify the Six of Swords. Okay, yeah, the seven of Wands came up, and so you need to keep those fires burning. That's one of the critiques I'll tell you, because I do feel like you're fighting your way out of something. You're fighting your way out of something. And your spirit, this is another spirit guide, Queen of Swords. This is a spirit guide. So they're there and they're not letting you go through it, but rather they are trying to guide you. And the Hierophant represents ritual, esoteric knowledge, having faith. Okay, the Hierophant represents having faith. Queen of Wands represents fire energy, and then so does the sun. A lot of the cards that you get here does tell me that things are going to get better. Okay. In other words, things are going to get better. It just seems bad now. If people are hexing you, the best thing for you to do is do spiritual work. But you can't take it for granted. A lot of people, because I get the sense that you probably do need to light up some candles to, you know, to banish that negative energy. But a lot of people don't realize that a lot of times, especially if you're dealing with something, I feel like you are sort of like at the, like you've went through everything else, but you're kind of like at the end of the struggle that you've been going through, but you just got to fight a little while longer, is what they're saying. And I saw a lot of reassurances from your spirit team, as you call them, and things are going to get better. But instead of asking why are y'all letting this happen to me? Why does this keep happening? 1 minute I'm this, and 1 minute I'm that. 1 minute this is happening, the next thing I've I quit asking why a long time ago, Lavender Flower. I just do the work that's necessary to turn the situation around. And you're gonna need a lot of root chakra fire energy. You're gonna need to conjure up that strength inside of yourself to just get through it, because there it is gonna get better. Especially when it comes to financially. And I can see a lot of money and success coming to you also. Okay. Okay. I have a question, Queen. What do my spirit guides have to say for me? I'm needing a guidance. I'm needing guidance myself. If you don't mind doing a question for me. Sure, Ryan's daughter. Can you remind me of your zodiac sign though? Because it's been a while since you've been in here. Yeah, you just have to know that because some people will say, okay, where am I going? Where am I going? Where is this going to lead me to? And if you tell yourself that you're going to be led to, destruction, or if you tell yourself that things are not going to work out, then they won't. Then they won't. You got to learn how to start using your vision. And then also, I'm telling you, it sucks. It sucks. Sometimes there was a point in time, I swear to y'all, where I remember being in my old house and I remember wanting to get the hell up out of there. You know what I did? I ordered 10 black candles. I just said, I'm going to order an arsenal of candles to get rid of all of this bad energy. I had reversal candles. I was doing the work every single day. I just had to keep those candles going. I had to keep them going. Okay, you're a Sag. Okay, cool. I had to keep those candles burning. When one candle went out, I lit up another one. Okay, and even like I just threw away a candle. The whole top of it was black. So sometimes it's just worth it to keep fighting, but make it a spiritual fight. Keep lighting those candles. Keep the fires burning. Okay. Use fire safety, of course, but keep the candles burning is what I would suggest. Stay vigilant. Stay vigilant. You are factually right now, your spirit guides are fighting a spiritual war for you. And from what I can see, they're gonna win. Okay. You just have to have faith in it. Because faith, what faith will do is it's gonna make the difference between if you're gonna be smiling and laughing that day and able to focus on the things that you enjoy doing and being happy, or if you're going to be sitting there biting your nails worried. And so that's going to make the difference. Oh, thank you, Lavender. Mm-hmm. I know. I know it's difficult right now, but there was times when and they are working for you though. They are gonna, like, with all those cards that I saw, but I think that, like for example, if you're going through like a financial issue or something right now, and like next week, all your financial issues are going to be solved. Like next week, you just got to be patient and wait. In that week, what are you going to do? Like, because they already fighting the battle for you. Okay. But I do think that you could use some protection though. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat, Lavender Flower. Okay. Ryan's daughter. Let's see. Okay, y'all. In fact, hold on, y'all. Aura protection shield. Okay. 'Cause, a lot of people already know what you want. Everybody wants the same thing. You want enough money in savings so that you can just relax. That's what a lot of people want. They just want money in savings so that they can relax and so that they don't have to feel as though they robbing Peter to pay Paul. And a lot of y'all is in, especially when you're very specific. I feel like a lot of people, like sometimes when I look at y'all intent, I can tell what that specific intent is and what you want, but it does take time to get there. Keep in mind, the Wheel of Fortune is all about time and then change and then changes. Okay. Ooh, I am hungry. I am in the mood for some corned beef hash and egg. Okay, Orion's daughter looked like the magician card was trying to flip over. We'll see if she comes back. All right, spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels, ascended masters for Orion's daughter. She wants to know what, okay, the Nine of Cups flipped over. What messages do you have for Orion's daughter today? Well, number one, you're a strong divine feminine, and drawing off of that energy from the West, working with the energies of the West is very powerful because when you think about the West, you're thinking about elements of water, and the elements of water are considered to be feminine. Those energies are very powerful. They are very powerful. So Orion's daughter, when you are at your altar and you are working with the element of the West, because sometimes when I call in the certain elements, I'll spend 30 minutes on that one element. I'll spend 45 minutes communing with that one energy. So I feel like there's a lot of emotions. There's like an emotional release that is needed that is going to be very powerful. And see, men know this. That's why they try to draw our energy off of that divine feminine energy, that turning the emotions of the divine feminine into action and being able to use that and utilize that power. Okay. So, for example, when you speak to the spirits of the West and you start to cry and you start to say, this is what I want for my family, this is what I demand, this is what I'm calling to me, this is, as a woman, this is what I need, this is what I'm affirming for myself, and that can be very, very powerful. They trying to make the divine feminine feel like she don't have no power, which is ridiculous. Okay, so we got Nine of Cups, Eight of Wands. The World card just flipped over. And your spirits are definitely doing this reading for you. The World, the Five of Wands. So a lot of times, what the world can represent for me is those universal energies, those agendas that are out there, because that does happen. Five of Wands. Okay, Four of Wands flipped over. And then the Death card. Okay. Yeah, spirits is saying that your sacred divine feminine energy is very powerful. And I can sense elements of the West. Now, also, you got some fire cards that come up, but you actually got all four: earth, air, fire, and water. But in particular, when you're working with the spirits of the West, you need to realize how powerful that is. And a lot of these worldly issues, because right now the status quo is to weaken the divine feminine. It is. And to make her feel that she's just weak, to make her feel that, her emotions are useless, which they're not, because they even talk about Jesus. They say Jesus wept. They say that all the time. And so those energies that divide us, that divide the divine masculine and the divine feminine, those energies that divide us, those energies and malevolent spirits, they understand how to use us against each other. So that's why you got the Five of Wands. You may be having like these really tough dreams. I know the other night I had a crazy lucid dream about dogs, attack dogs. It's very strange. So things are very turbulent. Things are very turbulent. Then I can also see that they're also saying something about traveling west, something about the element of the west or the direction of the west is what I'm sensing heavily. What they're saying. The death card is a feminine card as well, represents the Scorpio or the Cancer. Actually, the Scorpio energy, which is feminine energy. Okay. Spirits feel as though if you start to understand the strength of your emotions as a woman, and then being able to direct that and channel it. Okay, being a woman is not weak. Okay, women having children is not weak, and we know that the current status quo has been put a baby in a woman, weaken her, make her weaker. Now, that's not, having a child does not make you weak, it makes you strong. Okay, hold on, I'm getting another message. You are trying to achieve balance, you are trying to achieve to where you feel like everything is how it should be. Like you just feel balanced, you feel like things are manifesting in spite of the chaos around you. You're able to ground yourself and you're able to still feel whole and complete. Five of Wands represents the adversity, the the powers that go against you. Hold on real quick, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Let me go and grab my let me light up some incense. And anybody that got a little boy, that that strange masculine energy that tends to be terribly off balance seems to rear its ugly head at the craziest moment. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna light up something like they throwing a hissy fit. The women are saying, "Hey, we need some balance. We need some stability. We need some resonance of peace." And the masculine energies are saying, "No, no, no, chaos, more chaos, more chaos." Thank you, Jimmy. When men see that you gonna put up some extra protection, they go into overdrive. Oh my God, this woman has And it's crazy because Emiya's altar is actually to the west direction of my bedroom. And they're saying, no, we've got to do more. We've got to do more to create chaos in these women. We must end it all. We must, and the women, we're much more intuitive. We're like, no, because a lot of them, especially when you look at these um, pastors and preachers, they feel like it's the end of the world anyway. They feel like, oh, it's the end anyway. What difference does it, right? That's literally how they feel. Like a universal ignorance. Women have to get through it. Women have to get through that energy. Women have got to um, survive it anyway. We've got to survive that. And the sacred divine feminine energy is going to be the way to do that. Now, the death card comes up, and let me see if you've been typing to me. Okay. Yeah, when women get to crying and when women get to releasing that emotion, men get scared. People get scared. People start to become intimidated by that energy. And I think it's got a lot to do with, I feel like whatever magic that you're doing, Orion's daughter, is going to change a whole lot. Like I was saying, what your spirit guides are doing is they're directing you to the energies and powers of the West. And like even working with Yin and Ya, when you are working with those energies and you are pouring your heart out, that is where you are opening your heart chakra. Whenever if you notice that when you start to cry, that's called a heart chakra opening, is what that is. And it's very powerful. In fact, it's one of the best things for you. There's nothing at all weak about that. They want to make us feel like we're weak, right? But this is the time for you to do it. Even though they're at war, they acting a fool, they, banging their heads up against the wall, basically and essentially, and you're going to take those energies and you're going to balance it. If you haven't moved yet, I can see that happening very soon, Orion's daughter. I can see you getting a spirit to clarify. Okay. So the death card came up, the devil card came up in the upright position, and then two of cups. Very, very difficult task to hold down the fort while your other half, which is the divine masculine, is out there all over the place. Like, for example, seeing this devil card kind of reminds me of that new video by Nas X, to where our counterparts, or if you want to call them the other halves, they are walking through the what do they call that, the is it the shadow, is it the valley of the shadow of death? This also, the two of cups, reminds me of Beltane. Y'all know that Beltane is coming up. Beltane is a very important Sabbath. The the entire balance between male and female has sort of, especially with a lot of y'all significant others and lovers, it's sort of the pendulum is swung a little too far off. And so this particular Sabbath that is coming up is definitely, it's coming up. They call it May Day. It's I think it's April the 31st, and May the 1st is May Day. That's Beltane. And because what I can see is you're not supposed to operate like a male. That's a mistake. Don't operate like a male. Stay in your sacred divine feminine energy, especially when it comes to the way men are doing things. I'm sorry, I've got to say it. It's obvious the agenda is everywhere. It's obvious what they're doing. Obvious what they're doing. And what does that do? That makes women feel what? Insecure. It's like, what in the world is going on? I've seen a lot of women freaked out with that Nas X video, because it's kind of like we're living in a world to where, men are just being very perverted. And, with the whole prevalence of, men sort of trying to replace us with something that would be less difficult. So that's the reason why they gravitate towards certain other things, to where they don't have to worry about responsibility, making a baby. If you are especially if you're a divine feminine that has given birth, and I know you have a child. Yeah. Well, and you know what I mean more so, like when though like manifesting actually with your sacred divine feminine energy. And what it is it's where, like, because I don't like, people do their magic differently. I know that for me, as a practitioner, when I'm doing a ritual, I call in the quarters, which is earth, air, fire, water, as well as spirit. Okay. And so, in particular, when I'm working with the different energies, like when you work with the energies of the East, this is where you're asking, spirit, you may want to ask them, you may want to say, clear out, spirits of the East, clear out any negative subconscious blockages, clear out any negative, you know, negative intention. Or you may ask the spirits of the East to give you, clear intuition, because having clear intuition can actually save you. When you're able to see something or have foresight on it, it would prepare you for it instead of you being blindsided. Because this is what's happening, is that it's almost like being set up for a derailment. You know what I'm saying? Like when other people sort of try to create this environment where, you don't know what's real and what's not. If you're working with the spirits of the South, this is where you may ask them to give you strength, where you may ask them to bring change to you, where you may ask them to, bring you perseverance or independence. When you're working with the spirits of the South, you're asking for independence, sovereignty, freedom. When you're working with the spirits of the West, this is pure, raw emotion, feminine emotion, which is very powerful. Okay. And like I said, I get stuck on like when I'm doing ritual, like I'll stay on especially the spirits of the West because I know how powerful they are. And it was one thing that I realized was a part of my power, um, is my ability to heal. And it's your ability to have that nurturing aspect, and that cannot be messed with. It can't. As a woman, I have been there, done that. I have had people, attack my babies, attack me. And when you're working with that spirit, that element of the West, you have to commune with those energies to where, as a woman, you want what's best so much for your child, for yourself, for your inner child too, because your children represent your inner child. They do. Okay. Even though they're their own separate person, they do represent your inner child. So when you have a desire to make sure that your children stay nurtured and protected, you'd be surprised at how powerful those energies are. And then also, when I work with the elements of the West, I always ask for peace, for tranquility, for protection, especially protection of the heart chakra. These demons have figured out that that's how they can get to you, is by breaking your heart and hurting you. Okay, but what if you are ahead of their game? What if you already know their game, the games that they play? What if you already know? And that way you can stay strong and still manifest that, because I'm gonna tell y'all, the things that they do sometimes to hurt women, and for some reason it's an agenda. Not saying that I'm a divine feminine that's playing victim, but they've gotten you to the point where you probably do feel hurt, and that's why they want to hurt your feelings. They want to take that energy and apply it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. Yeah, cause I'm Facebook friends with you. I be seeing your posts and stuff. Show me Orion's daughter's child's family. What's going on with that? Welcome to the club. You ain't the only one. Trust me. Yeah, I can see that the father of your child, I can definitely see that he's sort of stuck. Got a lot to do with his mama. And he's dealing with uh they seem to, I see exactly what it is. All of a sudden your child is what's the word that I want to use? What they'll do is they'll all of a sudden try to act uppity about the situation. Oh, this child is kind of like they're treating you like that you've created the illegitimate child. almost. They want you to feel as though there's not legitimacy. They done all of a sudden reverted back to, all of a sudden, you know how when for some reason, I don't know why they thought this, but for some reason it's almost like, oh, you're this whole classism thing. Oh, well, you weren't married to my son and you're just having a baby out of wedlock, and this child is this child is illegitimate, and it's your child is a very, very, very lucky soul, very, very powerful child, comes up as the sun card. These people tend to be stuck in the past, like, all of a sudden, you're being treated like you're some kind of wayward child or something, like, oh, you're and this allows fathers to not know how to prioritize their children, is what it's doing. People actually trying to act like, oh, I am of high class, of noble blood. Who is that illegitimate child over there? You know, feed them to the throw them over the cliff, and they shall be forgotten about, so that we can have our perfect world of legitimacy. It's absolutely ridiculous, and why they would do that, I don't know. Hold on a second, guys. They are in here trolling. Disgusting. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I didn't know they was in here trolling. Oh, y'all are disgusting. Really? Y'all really gonna come and try to interrupt me while I'm working? Well, these men are sick. Look at how sick they are. They done filled up the chat with all kinds of stuff, so that, wow, sick. Let's let them pass. They're farting all over the chat. It's some kind of, I don't know, it's so weird. Guys, I'll be right back. What a sick people. Y'all are sick. Hold on. Now, I want y'all that are witnessing this to see how disrespectful they are to the divine feminine. I just want to ask them a question. Do you really think that trolling in a chat room is going to save you from the karma that you're going to get? We all know that it won't. It won't save you from from the karma that you're going to get, hon. Sick people. Oh, you know you going to get some bad karma coming up in here on my main channel harassing me when I'm not addressing you. You already know, hon. So you can go ahead and keep trolling, baby. Go ahead. We done pretty much said that what we need to say anyway. Mm-hmm. No, y'all ain't no bad juju over here. Y'all just disrespectful. Y'all the lost children, the devil's rejects. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very, very sick people. Disrespectful. Oh, you'll get your karma, hun, for coming in here interrupting my session. You'll get your karma. You'll get that karma, hun. You ain't gonna come and announce it, but you gonna get it, honey. You and obviously for you to be doing all that hardcore trolling, you must be going through hell. These people are going through hell, hun. Mm-hmm. And life will not get better for you, sweetie. It won't. It will not get better for you as long as you are doing that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They evidently must be getting it so bad that they got to come up in here and disturb my reading session. Oh, it ain't gonna get no better for you, hon. And you can't give nobody no advice. You just the lost children of Quetzalcoatl or whatever. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Laugh now, cry later is what y'all gonna do. Hold on, y'all. Be right back. I'm gonna mute. This is something new that they just started doing. And I kind of know who's behind it, and it's the dumbest thing. All it does is makes me look better, Prince of Present. That's all they do. They add to my arsenal, is what they do. And their energy was so dully used. Yes, it was, honey. Very disrespectful to spirit. Trust me, they gonna get that work. And that's what they want though. They want to have a spiritual experience, but it's terrible because they haven't had one. So that's why they're in here provoking spirit. So you can't touch Jamila. Jamila is fully protected, okay? But spirit gonna take over. They want to experience some kind of miracle in their lives. That's why they're here provoking my spirits. And they'll get it. They gonna get it today. They getting it right now. And then some of these people, if you notice, they are into punishment and pain. They know they're being very, very bad and they want the punishment. It's terrible. Some people, you know how you can stay on a certain frequency and stay on like a happy frequency. I ain't none of what they are doing can bother me. So don't let them bother you. They're upset because they can't mess with nobody. That's why they mad. And so the only thing they can do is come in here and troll chat rooms. But in reality, it just makes me look better than them. I am better than you. I am better than all of the people that call themselves trying to compete with me. Because do I go to their channels and do that? No. Why? Because it's unnecessary. Why? Because I have an excellent relationship with my spirits. I don't have to go and do stuff like that. I can pretty much keep and hold on to my pride and self respect at all times, especially when it comes to my craft. And the games that they play, they're weak. That's a very, very, very weak thing for you to do. It just proves how weak they are. And they really don't have all that time to be doing all that. What they need to do is buckle up their bootstraps and get it together. They ain't got time for all that. What's today's date? Today is April the 7th. Today's April the 7th, and they rent ain't paid. They bills ain't paid. See, my bills are paid. They wasting time trolling somebody else's chat room. I'm on here working. And so what does that tell you? And they're jealous. It's also called jealousy. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. Like for some reason, I guess it's so weird how and see the whole thing about people on YouTube is that, honey, when I wasted any amount of time on you, I was giving you grace from God. So they so down on themselves, down on who they are, that they spit in God's face. Basically, is what they're doing, spitting in God's face, spitting in Spirit's face, and they thought they was doing something. No, you're just making a buffoon of yourself, is what you're doing. Like honestly. Hmm. These are people that totally lack trust, lack faith. They don't manifest the same way that I do, but they don't realize that when you are a high priestess, you know how to turn chaos into order. So you come at me with some energy, I'm going to use it. Okay. Because the way my spirit see it is pure raw energy. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Did y'all have any questions for the oracle? I guess it's safe to go ahead for y'all to ask your questions if you're actually in here to ask the question. It's safe for you guys to go ahead and do that now because clearly my competition can't handle me. So y'all don't have to stoop that low. I don't have to go to your channels and do that. I don't have to do that because I actually have my own personal power. Okay. So if some of y'all are still in here, you can go ahead and sneak in a question. Them typing in a chat doesn't distract me. It's called I'm trying to distract you. Right? They're very, very demeaning to women, very, very demeaning to witches, very, very disrespectful. They've already been coined for real. It still is Prince of Presents. That's why they came in here. Okay, Triple Gemini, I knew I saw a question by you. Okay, any messages from my brother and father that passed away? Okay. I'm not going to do a medium session. I'm just going to throw some tarot cards. But you would possibly need a seance. Okay, seances are, I think they're fun, even though they can sometimes be spooky. I think they're fun just because I enjoy working with spirits. But I'm gonna ask spirit guides, what messages would you have for Triple Gemini about, or any messages from Triple Gemini's brother and father that passed away? Okay, what messages do you have, Spirit? Thank you. Okay. Ace of Wands, Six of Cups. Excuse me. Now, there's somebody that's in here that's trying to throw off my focus. I'm going to ask you to please stop doing that before my spirits give you a headache. People already know that I'm accurate at reading cards. Coming in here trying to distract me and trying to get in my head is not going to do you any good. It's not. Whoever that is that's doing that, you're going to end up giving yourself an aneurysm. Okay, I have a review that just came in yesterday from somebody on my Etsy. I haven't even posted it yet, so I've already been proven is accurate. Okay, so again, whoever you are, you must be at a beginner's level, and I've been doing this for years. So just you know, get gizzard. Okay, go work on yourself. I think they left to go work on themselves, y'all. I am really a witch. Y'all know that. Hold on real quick. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. I will be right back and I'm gonna read these cards. Hold on. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Had to change my profile picture. Well, I definitely got some positive messages. I feel like your father and your brother, I feel like they're definitely in a better place. Is the first thing that spirit tells me, is that they have moved on to a better place. Hold on a minute. Spirits, give me a few more cards so that I can make all of this make sense. Okay. For triple Gemini. Triple Gemini, you know what? I'm seeing some stuff in here, and you know what? Usually, I'm just going to tell you, I feel like I'm assuming that you're a Gemini. As far as like your father and your grandfather, they seem to have moved on. And I feel that it is positive. But for some reason, I can see a whole other lot of stuff in here. I can see a lot of stuff. I can see your love life. I can see somebody that you're in love with. And I can really see somebody that you want to reunite with. Who is this person that you want to reunite with? I can see that very clearly. I feel like you're in love. I'm not really tapped in like that. I don't do that live as far as medium readings. I don't really do that. It's not coming to me. It's not necessarily coming to me like it normally does. Because a lot of times when I'm live, I'll get random. I don't think that they are together. No, no. I think that both of them have moved on to totally different realities, but I can see a lot going on with you. And what I can see, you are obviously in love with somebody. I got the Four of Wands, the Ace of Wands, the Six of Cups, the Seven of Wands, the Sun card, the Lovers, the Six of Swords, the Nine of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the Three of Cups. There's somebody I can see that you're in love with that you want to reunite with, and that's mainly what spirit guides is talking about in these cards. Hold on real quick, y'all, because I turned the heat up. Because when I got up, I had the air on and I was kind of chilly, but now it done got hot because it's definitely kind of warm outside. Hold on, y'all, real quick. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I had to turn the air back on, but I put it on like 75 so that it wouldn't be too cold. Yeah, I can definitely see you want to get back with that person. I mean, why would you like what's going on with them? What's going on with the 6 of Cups spirits? So you with somebody, but you in love with your ex? Oh God, y'all be doing some stuff. I get it, I mean, I guess I understand, but it just doesn't. It just I don't know what's going on with this ex to where. Uh, show me the current boyfriend. Show me triple Gemini's current boyfriend. Mm, they got a boy. I don't know. They got to be better than this current that you're dealing with. Well, I don't know. I'm see with me. It's kind of difficult for me to be. It's almost like you're in the present, but you're also stuck in the past, and it would be really difficult for me to do that because I am a Cancer. Cancers are considered the chariot. Cancers don't. We have a really hard time with being with one person but then wanting to be with another person. That's very difficult for a Cancer to do that. You said he was a narcissist. Well, then why do you want to be with him so bad? Hold on real quick. You probably need a private reading, Triple Gemini. You need more so of a private reading because I can see way too much going on with this person that you used to deal with. And I do feel that with the current person that you're dealing with, I feel like you're settling. Whoever this person is, wondering if they're a fire sign or either a water sign. Jacob is down there literally raising hell. He's either playing a game or doing something. Goodness gracious. Chaos has ensued. No, he's not chaotic. He's a Pisces. Jacob has like Pisces all through his chart. He is so sensitive. He really is. He is such a sensitive child. I know I wouldn't want to be with somebody that's constantly thinking about their ex. You know what I noticed? I noticed that there are some people, okay, that are older, probably our age or maybe in their 30s. They carry so much baggage from the previous person. It's like it's very difficult for people to wipe the slate clean so that they can just move forward with the next person. They're always bringing the past into play. And I think people are doing themselves a disservice. If a lover does you dirty, if a lover does something to you, moving forward, you owe it to yourself and then also the people that you're dating and you're dealing with moving forward, you owe it to them and yourself to not allow that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Clear yourself of those bad energies before you try to move forward. Thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, I knew he was fire sign. Mm. You have to like I don't know. I guess some people wouldn't mind. I think I would pick up on it and it would bother me if I were with somebody and they were carrying so much baggage from their ex. I would definitely pick up on it. And so I don't know, like that's why I feel like people have to be equally yoked because I feel like your boyfriend is carrying stuff from the past too. He got the King of Wands, Judgment, Six of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, Five of Swords. So he's carrying baggage with y'all. So you and your boyfriend right now are definitely synchronized with each other. I know that for me personally, I ain't carrying nothing from nobody previously. I know how to treat people like they brand new. I know how to be brand new. I know how to move forward. If me and you can focus and build together and do whatever we doing and being on the same page with each other, because that's what it's all about. Like, as far as me looking forward to a lover, I would never carry any baggage, not even from my father. I would rather get with a man that is very similar to me. I've said it so many times. You know, there are a lot of witches that they would rather be with somebody that's not necessarily a spiritualist or a spiritual person. But for me personally, I would rather be with somebody that is like me, somebody that's on the same page as me. I think that I would feel the most comfortable that way. And part of being on that same page is just kind of like I wipe the slate clean. I'm not gonna be sitting up there crying over my ex if I'm with you. Because if I wasn't with if look, I don't my thing is that I don't do things nilly-willy. So if I'm dealing with you, I'm dealing with you because I obviously like you or something. Like I'm not going to be dealing with you while I'm wanting somebody else. So that to me is a bit flaky, but I think that your boyfriend is kind of flaky as well. Mm. Yeah. Well, a lot of people, can I say something about that though? Can I say something about that though? Because I mean, you can say whatever you want to say about them, whoever they are, you still thinking about them. But I've had people accuse me of being toxic, and it's like, no, not really. We're all working off karmic things from the past. So it was like people want to dump everything off on you. People like to dump everything off on you. So this person claimed that I was toxic while he was consistently focused on my past that didn't even matter because those were just life experiences that I had. So he was constantly focused on the past. He couldn't stop focusing on the past and he just kept bringing it up over and over again, whining about what was happening in spirit, seeing things happen karmically, blaming me, blaming me for everything. For example, I got judged. And that's why men are not of any authority. That's why women need to let it all hang out. I'm thinking about doing a twerk video today. I got judged because I would not allow another man to represent my body in a negative way. I got judged for it. The person blamed it on me, completely and totally skipped over your boy or his boy that released a disgusting picture of me unnecessarily. It looked like it was either Photoshop or something weird was happening in the photo. And I'm like, that's not what I really look like. But since he wanted me to be looked at in a negative light, I was wrong for showing the actual real true me. So a lot of people that will accuse people of being toxic, I've been accused of being toxic. Why? Because you can't quit focusing on my enemies. Why? Because you can't quit focusing on the negative people. So I actually got accused of being a narcissist, and I'm far from a narc. A lot of people will say you're a narcissist. It's like, I'm not a narcissist. What are you talking about? Like, we're both being adult. That's not saying that I'm saying that to you, but I will tell you that a lot of times people, when they're dealing with things in spirit, it's almost like, oh, everything is cool until one little fraction of negativity comes up, and all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. I'm a bad person. When these things come in through spirit and it ain't nothing you can do about it. So every time he didn't understand or get it and wanted to do toxic things to me, he was constantly doing toxic stuff to me while calling me toxic. That's a problem to me. So I don't even, when I threw the cards on your ex, I didn't see nothing toxic at all, but rather I believe that that person possibly felt like whatever was happening, because it's the proof is in the pudding. If you still thinking about that person, how toxic could they actually be? Like, nobody is just toxic, toxic, toxic 24/7 unless they cussing you out and beating you up all the time. Like, that would be considered toxic. But some people, like, for example, let's say you hook up with a dude and he got either a baby mama or some ex, some chick that won't let him go. And she acting a fool. She running around stalking people. She doing all kind of stuff. She in hot pursuit 24 freaking 7. And for that person to say, hey, I want to be with you. I don't want to be with my ex. But for the person to actually judge the relationship based upon the toxic ex. Oh, well, your ex said this, your ex said that. Well, duh, exes are going to say whatever they can say to try to destroy any future relationships for me. That's what exes do. Exes have a tendency to do that. So how is this my fault? So the person will say to you, hey, I want to be with you. I'm doing all I can about my ex. What do you want me to do? And then you just like, oh, I'm going to run away because I can't deal with your ex. It's like, well, you obviously don't want to be with me anyway. You ain't willing to fight for me. You ain't willing to go through anything for me. It's something people can't help it. That's just like me. I'm a big deal. I have several people stalking me at once. People are attracted to me. People are drawn to me. People like to mess with me. People like to get revenge on me if I walk away from them because they be so hurt that they need to go and get some damn counseling. If a man was to look at me and say, oh, well, you got too much going on. It's too many people pursuing you. You got all this stuff going on. I'm going to say, well, get the hell up out of here then. I've had several lifetimes too. I've had several lifetimes. I'm a complicated person, but I can guarantee you that I am a loyal person. I am a strong person. I am a healer. And I'm a manifester. So now what is it? You gonna cry about some stuff from the past? So most of us now, if you are young, you ain't really experienced nothing. But if you somebody that's in your 30s or 40s and you got stuff going on and people doing all kind of stuff, your future lovers can't be sensitive to where they just like, oh, your ex is stalking you. You must want your ex. What? If I wanted them, they wouldn't be my ex. And so people they can be easily deceived. So I'd rather stick to myself until I find somebody strong enough that ain't gonna be sitting up here talking about, oh God, there's a tall white woman stalking you. I'm scared. I gotta go. I'm scared. I ain't got time for that. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You miss them. You miss them. Hmm. That's what love is supposed to be. It sounded like it was true love and you just wasn't ready for it. I'm sorry, Triple Gemini. Love is an adrenaline rush. Love is sometimes a roller coaster of emotions. I got a feeling that because and I'm not saying that I'd have to read deeper into your relationship with this person, but I think sometimes people give their exes an unfair shake. And they'll move forward talking about that person, talking about what they did and what happened, but it's like some people don't like what did you do? What did you do to facilitate that? Like I've noticed, especially with Geminis, y'all don't like to take responsibility for what y'all do, for what energy you're bringing to it. Ain't nobody gonna ever be perfect. That's just like somebody getting intimidated by me being stalked by my entire family. Well, oh well, you obviously don't know because there's a lot of men out there that are able to come over here and take up with me in this beautiful home and not think about other people and not let them persuade them. No, instead, there's some people that are weak minded that will sit up there and say, because I got accused of being toxic just because people that used to be in my life were toxic. I got accused of being toxic. Somebody come around and all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad person just because this person is toxic. Well, everybody got somebody negative in their past. They can't help that. So I'm not the one that's actually the toxic person. It's this stalker that's harassing me. And then this man I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. It ain't right. It ain't right. Yeah, but your relationship with your current person ain't healthy either, though. That's not healthy either. Like I already could see that. So I feel that you have convinced yourself of something else happening. I don't feel that your ex is toxic. I don't. What's their zodiac sign? You never told me your ex's zodiac sign, I don't think. That's why people end up binding each other up. It's like, look, it was an unfortunate situation, or maybe you just don't belong together. Why that person got to be narcissistic? Why they got to have a mental label on them? Because I've been in situations where even people can be so crazy that even though you're not doing anything, they have a cognitive notion that you're doing something. And it's like, I'm sitting over here chilling. What's all the chaos going on in your head? I just recently experienced that with somebody. Literally, I had done nothing to this person. This person is constantly curious about people in the past, constantly talking to folk, can't keep himself together. But then at the end of the day, it was all my fault. So everything in your life, everything that's going wrong, all of your shortcomings, all of your weaknesses, all of a sudden gets dumped off on this one person. And it's all my fault. Oh, you're so negative. I'm negative, but you're doing negative things and you're hanging around negative people, but I'm the one that's negative. Right, right. You insist on listening to people that have nothing but negative things to say about me means that I'm negative. No, that means that you don't have the capability of thinking for yourself. I'm sorry, I've had that happen. I don't know. And that I don't know. Mm, you got to understand that I'm gonna tell you, okay, as a Gemini, people are going to always kind of halfway, sideways have to look at you, especially being a Gemini, because Geminis, I'm on the cusp of Gemini. I think that I have all of the intelligence and the brain power of a Gemini, but none of the weaknesses. Geminis can be very, very, very weak minded, and Geminis can sometimes convince and very, very unstable. So I think that what you're not admitting to is that you could have possibly been unstable in that situation, and then all of a sudden that person's a narc or they evil or something wrong with them. So that's all I'm saying. I am very skeptical about that, because for some reason it's all about playing victim, being negative, and thinking that this is what's going to attract somebody good to you. It's not. I'm pretty sure that there was positive aspects of this person. I'm pretty sure. So I got accused, and then see some of y'all be going to these bad gurus. I have actually had people accuse me of being a narcissist. Me. Now, everybody has some narcissistic traits. We all have to. There's nothing wrong with having somewhat of an ego and knowing your personal power. There is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with actually embracing what is positive about you. But I got accused of being a narcissist just because somebody else said it, because they were stalking me and they couldn't get over the situation. So it depends on whose perception it is. To people that I don't want a damn thing to do with no more, yeah, they gonna call me a narc. They gonna call me an evil person, a demon, just because I won't allow them to control me. So narcs will accuse other people of being narcissistic just because they wouldn't let them control how they felt. I feel like this is what I sense. I feel as though, like, when it comes to Geminis in general, okay, with Geminis in general, I wasn't talking about you because I haven't necessarily read you thoroughly. I don't know who you are. You're just in a chat room. You're obviously hiding certain amounts of information, and I'm reading your subconscious right now. But what I'm saying about Geminis is that literally they can have a tendency for people to mess with their mind, and they'll have this totally negative perception about a person that ain't even doing nothing to them. They wake up in the morning or either talk to somebody, and all of a sudden somebody's doing something to somebody. All of a sudden, I've done something to you, and all I said to you was good morning. How are you? A lot of times Geminis will be paranoid, and they will accuse a person of having foul intentions because of that paranoia. And you'll have the intent not to do that. You won't have that intent, but they'll be so paranoid that they'll, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know what it is about Geminis. Go look yourself up. I'm telling you. So that's why people are very skeptical when you come to them and say that. And some people just, you got to have that Gemini aspect. First of all, Geminis need to understand that y'all need to accept the good with the bad. And everybody ain't going to be perfect. Just because somebody says something to irritate you or does something doesn't mean that you have to allow that to affect your entire day. Geminis will get an idea in their head and they can't get rid of it. For example, I had a Gemini accuse me. Exactly. I had a Gemini to accuse me of wanting to be with a woman, even though I wanted to be with him. I'm like, what the hell? Do you not have any intuition? Are you not even following your own intuition for real? Like, it was irritating. He was constantly off, constantly. He would try to guess at stuff. Like, everything else around me, he could read. Sometimes he could read people around me. He was real good at doing that. But as far as reading me and what I was feeling, he had no idea what the hell he was talking about. And I think that it's because when you shut off your ability to feel, because Geminis have a tendency to try to do what makes sense logically. And you can't do that when it comes to love. Right. I'm just speaking in general, not to you personal. No, I'm not saying it's anything wrong with that. I'm not saying it's anything wrong with what I'm talking about, but I feel that sometimes Geminis will have a warped view and perception of what reality actually is. And Geminis have to be careful. So, when I see all these love cards come up in your reading that you want to be with somebody, you're not even being honest about you do miss him. You're being dishonest about that. Why would the Six of Cups come up? Why are Geminis so quick to deny stuff? Yes, you do miss him. Like you said a lot of stuff that you didn't mean. Yeah. Yep. Geminis have an evil twin. You are pulled around by Mercury energy and don't know why you can't stick with anything exactly. You promise whatever is easy in the moment, and the next day, I swear to God, it's. And you know what's crazy is that when a Gemini actually has somebody that loves and cares about them, they will totally take it all for granted. They don't realize Geminis, a lot of them don't realize the people in their life and what they go through for you just because they love you. And then Geminis will make you feel stupid just because you have love for them and they act like they're completely oblivious to what it is. And I feel like it's a problem. No, it's definitely not a character attack. It's not. But I'm just telling you what y'all have a tendency to do. Y'all have a tendency to Geminis. This is the problem. Y'all have a tendency to be 1000% in your subconscious. You and allowing subconscious thoughts to control you is not right. Right. What you perceive is your reality, but it don't even be the actual reality. That's what I'm saying. Like all of a sudden, there will be this perception that will come out of nowhere that doesn't exist. And it's so frustrating. It's very frustrating in the people that deal with you. They do go along with gossip, will believe anything and everything. And it's kind of like it takes y'all a while to realize when somebody has either lied to you. Your partners get very frustrated with that. So just like when you said this person was diagnosed, I don't believe you. I honestly, Triple Gemini, I'm not trying to pick on you, but it's something. And another thing that I noticed that Geminis will do is they will lie within the moment. They will lie within the moment, like about whatever, just to kind of get their way. And that's not real. Your perception that you think of, which is a totally negative, opposite perception, is not actually what the reality is. And it's almost like you're not even, it's so weird. The last experience that I had with a Gemini, it was a total falsity or fallacy of what was actually reality. Everything that this person talked about. Like sometimes he would be in reality to where he would, but a lot of times he would be way off. Way off. Also, Geminis have a tendency to look at other situations. Like, for example, if another person is being cheated on, or if something happens to another person, they will directly relate that to themselves. So if their partner comes to them and if their boy come to them and be like, man, my woman cheating on me or whatever. In fact, people know how to play Geminis like that too. They'll come to a Gemini and they'll actually talk Gemini into thinking that this is exactly what's going on for them. I know it for a fact. Sometimes during my readings, when people say stuff to me, like I have to protect my mind in a sense to where being that I've got Gemini in my chart, and then I'm also on the cusp of Gemini. My birthday is on June the 23rd. So being that I'm a Cancer sun, that's how I'm able to feel my thoughts so easily. And it's very easy for me to be persuaded to go to a negative aspect of the situation, which that's not even what's existing in reality. Like, for example, if somebody, sometimes if my Gemini is turned on to, somebody will contact me and say something, then all of a sudden I'll start feeling like, damn, is this gonna happen to me? Am I gonna start feeling that way? Am I gonna, and it's just that Gemini thing, like, and the people that deal with you, please appreciate those people. I'm saying this to every Gemini. Please appreciate those people that deal with you, because I'm gonna tell you something. Every Gemini that I have dealt with, I felt like I was dealing with a mental case. And I'm not trying to degrade you. I didn't say you were a liar, but I feel that you were being disingenuous in the chat. Six of Cups came up. That means I miss you. That's the I miss you card. If somebody were to say, how does this person feel about me? And I were to pull the Six of Cups, that means I miss a person. That means that I wish that I could be with them. You keep saying that you don't miss them, and I feel like you're being dishonest about that for whatever reason. Yeah, their energy is amazing, but when it comes down to how they process their emotions sometimes, like, for example, if their friend is going through something, all of a sudden they will pull that into their relationship and start taking it out on their partner. I know it for a fact. I've dealt with two Geminis. I have a child with a Gemini. My son will be 21 years old. I dealt with him for years. So I know how Geminis can be. Sometimes people will come to you, make up a story, and their minds have a tendency to be so empathic that all of a sudden the reality that's happening for somebody else that they know is all of a sudden happening for them. And it's not. It's totally not. Like, and the accusations, the things that you get accused of that aren't even the truth. So it is very dangerous to emotionally rely on a Gemini because they can't be stable. Exactly. I agree. The women Geminis might be different. Triple Gemini, are you a woman or a man? You could be a man. You said your boyfriend, so I'm assuming that. Mm. Hold on, I'll be right back, y'all. Yeah, male Geminis can either be reasonable. It's almost like they're on a scale of 1 to 10. How reasonable are they compared to how unreasonable they are? Literally, false truths will begin to get spoken. All of a sudden, when they don't want to deal with their emotions, like this one Gemini I had, in order for him to deal with all of his emotions, I had to turn completely gay. Oh, okay, so I'm gay today. Okay, so in order for you to avoid the emotions, I don't really love you. I haven't been spending time with you because I love you. I'm actually gay. Okay, and that's the reality today. That's the reality. Okay, okay. And it'll be, nothing could be further than the truth. And then Geminis will even come back often and admit that they were thinking incorrectly. Like, I'm sorry, I know what I'm talking about. They'll come back often and be like, yeah, I was tripping when I thought that. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that. I don't know why I don't know why I was thinking that way when I knew the truth. But they'll go way over into left field, off into oblivion on a total lie and on something that's totally false. Yeah, every single time it was time to deal with anything emotionally, All of a sudden I was gay. It was not a real relationship, and I'm just gay and I like women. And that was pretty much how the cookie would crumble. It was almost like codependency. Like, wait a minute, that's not the problem, actually. Geminis have a tendency to be in denial about stuff. Hold on, that's not actually what's going on. What's going on is that you don't want to deal with your emotions. You don't want to feel like your emotions are taking over you. So that's why Gemini people are so difficult to love. And they'll try to say, oh, well, somebody else loves it. No, and it'll be, y'all got to understand, I know exactly that. Would I ever date another Gemini? Probably not. Probably not. I think that somebody like me needs to either be with a, hold on, y'all. Either a Taurus, a Leo, or a Cancer would be perfect for me. Okay, I got way too much going on for Geminis. They flip-flop back and forth way too much. Okay. So don't just turn all your relationships into a negative. And then also, people want to stigmatize people. I've had lovers do that to me, to where, especially if I wasn't ready to settle down. My ex, who was a Cancer, did that to me. I was 20 something years old. I was not ready to settle down with you. Why are you going around Kansas City telling everybody I'm crazy just because I decided that I didn't want to be with you? So now all of a sudden I'm a horrible person that needs to be punished day and night because I didn't have the feelings that you had for me. So I'm crazy, and I got problems, and you just gonna go around and smear me for the rest of my life. I've had that happen to me. And people think that, oh, I can go and say whatever I want to say about an ex-lover that ain't even the truth. It's really sad. And more than Geminis do that, a lot of lovers will do that. I had a Cancer do that to me. But okay, for example, before I throw the cards for you, Cheryl, I had an ex. He's a Gemini. Throughout the years after we broke up, I was still talking to his sister, right? I actually really used to like his sister. Like, I was cool with her, right? And it was always various fantasies and false stories that kept getting made up. All of a sudden, I would star in his movie as the person that was constantly doing something and constantly involved in certain stuff. He would just tell outrageous, made up lies about me. And we were broke up for years. I would just hear about something, and it would always be something new, just made up. He would just use me as an excuse when it came to his family. Like anytime he had to explain away something, it was always my fault. Mm-mm. I don't, not really. Especially when I done made up my mind that I'm on my path. I don't care about what you're doing. Okay. Spirit, Cheryl wants to know, how does Denver feel about her? Okay. Okay. Okay, what does Denver think of Cheryl? How do they feel deep down? How they walk and they talk? Outside influences. That's how they walk and they talk. Outside influences, and what advice do you want to give to Cheryl? Okay, this is interesting the way spirits did this. I don't, you know what, honestly, I don't, as a water sign with a lot of earth in my chart and fire, I just kind of feel like I need to stay away from the air signs because it just for me. And so, like, even reading, you said that you are an Aquarius and he's a Libra. See, this person is definitely hiding their feelings for you. The Seven of Swords comes up in the upright position. Whoever this is that you're asking about, they definitely have trust issues. Now, what I can tell is that they definitely do think about you a lot. What they are thinking is the Two of Swords. So they got 1 foot in and 1 foot out of the situation. A triple Gemini, and I'm gonna tell the story. Let me finish. Stay with me because I'm gonna tell you what just recently happened with a Gemini. Y'all project a lot because I had a Gemini accuse me of being sneaky and conniving. Everybody that knows me knows that I am definitely not sneaky nor conniving. I can just be very emotional. I can be very, very emotional. You would think that a person would appreciate a person wearing their heart on their sleeve. Me expressing my emotions and how I feel about somebody or how I feel about a situation does not make me sneaky and conniving because I'll tell you to your face, I ain't got no reason to sneak and do nothing. I'm a grown ass woman. I love you too, but hell, I gotta be honest with you. I was very insulted. Cause I'm an open book. I don't lie about nothing. For what? We're all grown. Like if somebody has to, I don't know. I don't really see any instances in my life where I have to lie about anything or be sneaky. I'm pretty much an open book. When I'm by myself, I'm sitting here chilling. I don't sneak around behind nobody's back. He may be sneaky and conniving. I'm like, no, that's you that's sneaky and conniving. I'm not sneaky and conniving at all. Exactly, exactly. Never have I been that way. Never, never, never. Okay, let's get back to Cheryl. Cheryl says that there's no communication, and you can tell that that person, what they're thinking is that they're thinking that they think about you too much, and they're thinking that they want to get away from the situation. Also, here's another thing that's going on with that person, Cheryl. They met you at a time that they were at a crossroads. So this person is thinking, I got to cut off everybody from that time period, which is, in my opinion, silly. If you're going through something at a specific amount of time and you meet somebody, just because you've had to walk away from a certain way that you were living doesn't mean that everybody that you connected with during that time was bad. That's just like coming back to another Gemini. Oh, YouTube is so negative. Everybody on YouTube was negative. I was negative. No, there would be time, and literally he would force me to be negative towards him, literally. Oh, well, this whole group or situation is negative. So I feel like I just need to walk away from all of it. Oh, okay. Well, do what you got to do. You going to remember me, honey. For real. And then also, mushing things together. Again, I am not the negative things that people have said about me. I am not that person. Just because there's people being negative pertaining to me, you got to be able to differentiate that. I mean, to be honest with you, a person's life doesn't have to be perfect for them to fall in love and live a life. And everybody don't have to have everybody kissing their butt. There's always going to be adversity. Now, how they feel about you deep down is Five of Swords. This is really how they feel about themselves, Cheryl. This person is very conflicted when it comes to love. So all of these swords cards came up. How they're walking their talk is that there's no communication, but there actually still is a connection with that person at the heartstrings. The Three of Cups comes up, but it's in the reverse position. So whoever this is that you're asking about, they do have a person in their life. The first of all, they're not happy. This person thinks that a relationship is going to make them happy. That's not the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be happy before you get in a relationship. Nobody can make you happy. There's nobody that your man or your woman, they're not a court gesture that's there to, do little clown tricks for you so that you can clap your hands. Like, this is a person that is immature when it comes to love, whoever this is that you're asking about. They got some growing up to do. They need to get their mind right. They need to get their mind right. Now, the King of Cups comes up as an outside influence. This is a third party. This is another lover that they're dealing with. Give me some clarity on this. That's why there's no communication. What's happening with the outside influences? The outside influences could either be good or bad. Yeah, there's a spirit guide that's working with them, because it almost reminds me, how, like, when people say, the older people say, oh, that person need Jesus, that they working on themselves. The Hierophant came up. They're trying to balance out their emotions. I don't know anybody that's going to be happy in a relationship when you leave out the emotional aspect of it. When you're in relationships, you're going to cry together. You're going to laugh together. You're going to go through things together. That's what it is. Thinking that everything is supposed to be perfect, and if it's not, oh, we have to be injured. We have to go through this. Okay, today may have been difficult. Tomorrow will be better. So this person seems to be they working on themselves, and they probably don't need to communicate anyway. I wouldn't want to communicate or talk to somebody that seems to be going through this. Spirit, what's going on with the Seven of Swords? Yeah, they're definitely having a tower moment. They dealing with their own issues. Yep, the Tower came up twice, the Two of Cups and the Hanged Man. What about the Hanged Man? Seems like they're going through like a self-destructive materialistic stage too. That was mainly the issue. Okay, your final outcome is the Queen of Wands as advice. He's got to go through a lot of changes before he's able to communicate. And you need to thank your lucky stars. I feel like Queen of Wands is definitely a spirit guide that is protecting you from this person and the chaos that is ensuing in their life. Yep. And then Queen of Pentacles. This person got some healing to do. They got some changes that they need to make. I feel like spirit guides is saying that um they can't really handle emotions from relationships at this point. Queen of Pentacles is definitely saying that you do have other choices that you can pursue, because this person definitely seems to, they gonna need some time to go through whatever they going through. And a lot of this stuff that people are going through, guys, it can take them years to get through it. And if a person is constantly and consistently trying to bring up your past, then that means that they stuck in their past. And it's probably best to try to go for somebody that is on the same page. I feel like the two of you really ain't seeing eye to eye. They sitting up here actually wasting time on somebody that they ain't even really happy with. Three of Cups reversed. So they're dealing with somebody, they're going through their emotions. Maybe this could be themselves. The person that they're dealing with right now represents the hurt aspect of themselves, because they're trying to get through their pain. They're trying to work through some things, especially spiritually. Also, the outside influence that they're dealing with does seem to be using some kind of esoteric work on them, whether or not it's good or bad. Hold on a second. Is this okay? What is this? Okay. Yeah. Whoever this is, they definitely got somebody that is doing work on them. And I got a feeling that this person could possibly be right for this person, but maybe they wouldn't be right for you. Feel like a earth sign energy person seems to be coming in as well for you. So you actually do have choices. Yeah, but sometimes people will take you for granted. No communication or either bad communication. That means that somebody's taking you for granted. Somebody's not appreciating you, and you have to take that into consideration. Okay. Being whatever it is that they're going through, I think that once a lover has shown that type of instability, that they would be damn lucky to be accepted back in to your personal love space or your heart center. And if they were to screw that over, I don't know if I could trust that person again. You know what I'm saying? I think that they would have to make some pretty obvious sacrifices for me to ever trust a person like that again. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm there one day, I'm gone the next. I'm not talking to you. I'm off somewhere doing something totally different. I have forgotten about you. I have abandoned the situation, and it's kind of like, I don't want to be somebody's option. That ain't even what love is. When people in love, it ain't no option. You just in love. That's it. There's no, oh, I was thinking that this other person, I may have to think about it for a while. Really? Oh, okay. Well, this ain't real. Bye. Let me move on. Anytime you got to think about it. No, he's not alone. He's not alone. There seems to be somebody else there, but they're unhappy. Yeah, what does that even mean? And the hanged one did come up, which means that there are too many people that are willing to throw you under the bus and sacrifice you. People need to quit doing that in general. And if you were to take him back, Cheryl, he would have to really, really appreciate you. Now, this is okay until the next question comes in. Triple Gemini. I got accused of being sneaky and conniving by somebody. I wasn't thinking about being with nobody else. I wasn't thinking about being being sneaky. I don't even think that way. And this person just had it in their mind, and I think that that's a level of immaturity that's in these men. It's just like you just childish, and some of them are like that. I've had women come to me to give readings, and they'll be asking about a man in his 50s or 60s. It's like, are you for real? Are you serious? Really? Man, these men don't know what they want though, Triple Gemini. That's why I was saying that, men will do the stuff that they do, but I do feel like whoever this is that you're asking about, they're keeping you on like an emotional string. They're keeping you like they're keeping strings attached, and I don't like people like that. That's not a good person. It's almost like you're supposed to just sit there and wait while they figure it out, and that's supposed to be love. Love don't have no boundaries like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and then also, you just got to love yourself these days, because people are very, very unstable. They are. Well, deal with reality. If you somebody that, I'm not the type of person that cheats. I don't sleep around. I'm not excited by secret rendezvous and stuff. I don't sleep with women. Although if I did, it wouldn't be a bad thing necessarily. But I don't, because it's not what's in my heart. That's not what I want. So, yeah, it's definitely projection. You're projecting your own stuff out to me. You're the one that's out doing all kind of stuff that's, and which is stupid. It's like, why would you do that? Like, you are putting people at risk. Leave people alone. What are you bothering me for? You know that you're the one that's doing stuff. So then it almost turns into just this stupid fake contest of who's doing right or wrong. And now we're going to act like stupid, children. Now we're going to act like little children, to where it's all about this stupid blame game, instead of, hey, if you love me, stay with me. If you don't, get the hell up out of my face and don't contact me again. Don't play with me. Don't try to project your guilt onto me. And if it don't mean nothing, then what are you guilty for? Why do you feel guilty? If I don't mean nothing to you, why are you so guilty? Why do you feel so bad that you can't even admit to what you're doing to me? And you're trying to place this blame onto me when it's you that's screwing it up. And what is it exactly that you feel bad about screwing up? Could it be a good thing that you feel bad about? Could it be that you just feel bad about the fact that you are sabotaging a good thing? Period. And then I guess you're supposed to be kept on the back burner until they decide, oh well, now I see the silver lining. Now, no, it's like that person, and yeah, people do have to love themselves in the meantime. That's why I said I take life as it comes to me. I don't give a damn about what nobody else is doing. It's about what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. I don't care what you're doing, whatever. Triple Gemini, I don't know. That's why sometimes you just gotta feel like, hey, you don't even exist. Like just whatever. I was doing some crazy, crazy lucid dreaming. It just, I don't know, like I just don't see why people have to try to purposely hurt people. Like if you're purposely trying to hurt people, that means that you're hurting. And I did a very good discussion about that last night. I don't know if y'all heard it. Let me go see what y'all ratings were. Them was none but pure, raw, frustrated, feminine, divine feminine emotions that I was expressing yesterday. For real. Because they are childish and immature. Okay, hold on. Yep, the demonic, so psychopathic men with never-ending misery, or was it pain? Never-ending pain and misery got 19 upvotes and only 9 downvotes. So the public has spoken. Okay, for real. Thank you for the positive feedback on that one. These men be acting crazy. You know what? I don't know why my videos are not, all of my videos that I do from my cell phone, I have to go back in and monetize them. It's crazy how men are trying to do what logically makes sense, but nothing that they do makes any sense these days. And I think that men make up a majority. I'm getting ready to monetize these videos. So I guess that's all the readings that we're going to do today. This has been fun. It's been enlightening. Thank you for coming, Triple Gemini. I still feel that you're in denial. In other words, I feel that the same experience that you had with that last person, you're going to have it again. And I feel that you facilitated. Well, I'm glad that I was able to help you. Yeah, honestly, that we've got to make some kind of reason of it, and women have got to, move forward. And for example, I want to make my moon dial lamp happen. I want to get my store going. I want to focus on my business. I don't want to focus on some confused man that ain't got his stuff together, because 3 or 4 years from now, I'm going to be looking back, and you know what? If you women don't pull yourself up by your bootstraps, if you women don't do that, one thing I can tell you is that you don't never, ever, ever want to blame another person. I don't ever do that. I don't ever do that. Only time I do that is if I'm trying to, sometimes I will be trying kind of manipulative with men. Like I just want to make them feel really powerful. But then it's like, honey, I hate to break it to you, but I'm good with or without you. Though, saying, oh my God, I don't want to ever live without you. I can't breathe without you. Those are romantic little footnotes that we say to people to let them know that we love them. But in reality, honey, you and I'm not gonna go downhill. Like I think that these men sometimes actually think, oh, I can just, now men are on, I want to ruin and destroy her life. And a lot of you women will be afraid of that. Don't ever be afraid of that, honey. I've been dealing with these, I have been dealing with crazy men because all of them is crazy. All of them got issues. And I've been dealing with them. And I ain't gonna like what, and for some reason they want your, like, I don't know what it is about men that, like, for some reason, especially like the other night, I lit 2 candles. I lit my chakra candle and I lit a money candle. And then I meditated. And it was like, especially when I do money manifestation, that is a personal thing, baby. I got a personal relationship with the universe. Ain't got nothing to do with no man. I know how to visualize them shits and pull them shits in. I don't care what you doing. Oh, okay, you upset about something? Oh, why every time I'm feeling good and on cloud nine, you keep trying to drop my energy down and mess with my vibrations? Don't ever, ever, ever get caught up in that. I ain't mad lighting up candles on this person. I'm cutting the cord. I'm doing cord cuttings. Cord cuttings are valuable, even if you have to do several per year from this one person that just won't get it together and they just won't let go. So it's like, okay, let me go on and cut the cord because I don't want to be in the space that you're in, because I've taken myself to a good space. I feel good. I'm sitting here just, watching movies and really getting into the movie to where, like, I got freaked out. Like, I ain't thinking about none of that. Like, I already took care of that. I handled that. I ain't worried about that. I already saw the manifestation. I already saw it. That's how I manifest my money alone. A lot of these men try to make you think, oh, you got to have a divine feminine body there. It's like, no, because some of these men, they just want a warm spot, just a warm body to be up against sometimes because they need that comfort. As a woman, that gives me power. The power that I have over you gives me power. It doesn't take away from my power. Fact. They try to make it seem like because women are soft and understanding and kind and loving, that's somehow a weakness. No, that's not a weakness. That is your strength as a woman. And just because they want to act like the lost boys, little confused lost boys, and really women are not necessarily attracted to that. They asking God, like, goodness gracious, is this some kind of divine joke? Is this really a joke? Like, is it like what's going on here? So as a woman, you have to realize that sometimes you have to be stable on your own, no matter what it is. We all know that our mothers is doing work on us, because sometimes you got to be able to make it. Not sometimes, like if I were to walk away from a relationship with anybody where I was building with, trust and believe I'm gonna have a lot of my own money and a lot of my own. And for some reason, people are obsessed with, okay, I'm ending this and I'm just gonna destroy everything about you. And it's like, no, you ain't got nothing to do with that. You don't have anything to do with what I've built on my own in my own personal space. That's why they was over here trying to spam me and stuff in the chat room. And people think that I'm gonna tell y'all another thing. For some reason, they'll try to hire. Now, I'm gonna go into another discussion, okay? But it's funny how the agents will come to you, fall in love with you, but then still try to carry out their agent mission that they lost from the beginning. So people try to use a man against you. You notice that your enemies, they was in here talking about some person that I've never even met, talking about my baby daddy. That's weak. You're weak. That's weak. Any woman that tries to use a man against another woman, honey, boom, you ain't up here with the women with the big girl panties on. Honey, I got my big girl panties on all the time. I'm good on no matter what. I already know what it is. And if you want to sit up here and continuously act unstable, fine, go ahead. That's why I'm gonna be the 10 of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. That's why these men always be like, you broke. And those types of men, they're the ones that's broke and hurt. You can make it on your own. I've been making it on my own for years. So any woman, man, or anybody trying to use another person against you, they're weak. Even if somebody tries to use me against you, that's a weak person. They're weak. They ain't got enough of their own power to stand up on their own, to stand in their own power. That's their problem. That's why I focus on me. I'm able to stay focused on that. Like, for example, when I get done having these little discussions with y'all, now I think what I'm about to do is charge up my phone. I'm gonna go on and eat me some hash and eggs, y'all. So I'm gonna get me something to eat. And then I'll be back with that Kirk Franklin reading. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the show set up for that. I can tell that a lot of y'all are interested in the show about the one titled Be Careful with Dealing with Love Entrances in good Lord, enchantresses. You'll fall in love forever. Okay. And so that, just to let y'all know, I'm an enchantress. I was born with an enchantment. Okay. It's not funny because sometimes it can be very powerful and overwhelming. And so I do want to talk about that, but I am very, very, very ready to go. Like, I am ready to go and do that Kirk Franklin reading. I'm so ready to dig into Kirk Franklin. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna do that reading because it's perfect. It's perfect. A religious male figure exposed by his own son. Wow. Trying to do a blood sacrifice on his own son. That's going to be very interesting. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to get my tripod set up and everything because I'm going to have it set up to where y'all can just see the cards. And we're going to get it popping with that because, we need to get some insight on that because, we're seeing these people do all these negative things. And it is really important to get an understanding. Like, when you understand something, you can just go on with your day. Like, you can just go on and just manifest whatever that you want. You don't have to be down about people. Like, it's like, oh, honey, I saw your demon coming and I was ready for it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times you just got to be ready for whatever somebody throw at you. For real. Okay. And a lot of y'all women are dealing with these men that they want to consistently pull the rug from underneath you. They'll start off like, what's that movie? The Disney movie. I can remember the song, A Whole New World. So they'll start out giving you a magic carpet ride, and then they'll have you floating up in the air. That's how they're imagining it. I'm giving you a magic carpet ride. And while we're floating mid-air, I've had them pull the rug from underneath you so that you can fall. Falling, 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 like a little fallen angel descending from the sky. And it sucks, especially if you are a woman with children. But when you out there, swimming with the sharks, you got to be prepared to get bitten sometimes. Okay. Especially when it comes to people in their games that they play. So I am going to come back and talk about that probably later on, but I think I want to get that Kirk Franklin reading done early in the day. We need to get that done when the sun is still up, y'all. Okay. That's what it is, Aladdin. Yeah, Aladdin. I think I might watch that. I feel like right now what's happening is like kind of like an inner child healing. So I've been feeling great. Like, I don't know what it is. I think it's because of I feel that it's because I got Aleki beads and then also my altar more than anything, because I just feel like Yemiya is just protecting my heart, like, and just, these fake artificial emotions. And then some of them are even real, these things that are happening that really ain't real, because what's real is that you're in love with an enchantress and you might as well stop fighting it. You are powerless, buddy. You will always be in love. I don't care how much you try to fight it. Okay. And you better hope that you're not one of the people that is just supposed to be kind of left out in the cold. And I think women, I think that enchantresses and love gods and love spirits are very important, because I feel like these men, they would literally fall off the face of the freaking earth if it wasn't for women. Like, we are their earth. Are you kidding me? Like, who do you think that you are, buddy? I don't really. Oh, okay. So we playing that game again. Okay. Okay. So I want you women to know your power for real. Know your power. As a woman, as a sacred divine feminine, water and earth, that's what the world is made of. That's what, when you see the physical composition of earth, you've got water and earth that is feminine. So a lot of women out there, especially y'all women that got these men doing stuff at your job and stuff like that, society can be quite sexist towards women. But that's just society. What is the reality? The reality is spirit. Spirit is reality. So a lot of y'all women that, you scared, you feeling insecure out there without a man, you don't have to feel that way. And if it's a man that wants you to feel insecure without him, oh, you got some lessons to teach him, sis. He gonna learn some very, very valuable lessons. I don't know what this is when it comes to men messing with women's businesses, trying to mess with women at their job. Hey, that's something that women have already beaten. And people got to remember that. You got to remember that. And then you got these Christian men out here like Kirk Franklin want to shut down witchy businesses. Oh, buddy, but I will shut you down. I will shut you down, honey. You ain't got no power. You didn't give birth to nobody. Stop it. You ain't got no power. Am I lying? Am I lying to all the women that's in the chat that's watching right now? Am I lying about that? You brought them into this world, not the other way around. So they think, oh, we're going to play some little childish man-child games. We're going to talk crazy. We're going to stay on our mission. But in reality, you should have pulled out the mission. You should have just stopped altogether. And men like to think, oh, if a woman builds a sandcastle, I'm just going to come and kick it over. These are very childish, ornery men that ain't got the power to do nothing. You are the source of the power. So you can do whatever the hell you want. Okay? Because the latest for me was, well, your man won't even claim you. That's because he's not a man yet. When he becomes a man, then he'll be able to tell the truth. Hello? That's why I'll be like, I ain't about to be held up because of that. Am I supposed to be held up because of that? Business goes on. I don't even know what it had to do with YouTube anyway. Business will continue. We keep marching forward. We ain't got time for that. Okay? Then they'll say, well, people gonna think that you're not a strong woman because you dealing with a man with issues. What woman ain't dealing with a man with issues? I was talking to my auntie the other day on the phone. It sounded like her husband was getting on her nerve. My auntie married. Mother Goddess Eve says it's a female demon responsible for the shaming of women. And really, she's probably right about that. And he got one breast. The female demon that's at the hub of that Prince of Presence is a demon that's not even on this planet, but has one boob in the middle of its chest. It's very similar to human women, but it only has one boob, and it's definitely an alien force. So you're right about that. And yeah, Eve actually is a very good spiritual figure to work with, which is why many women will work with Adam and Eve energy with their love life. All of this fighting and going back and forth, that ain't even real. That's something that's coming out of this universe. But in reality, we all know that Mother Earth is going to provide for all of us, period. But it just depends on what you're going to manifest. If you allow a man to discourage you and send you down to the welfare office, baby, that's what you're going to be doing for the that's where you have allowed something to mess with you. Because a lot of us that be out here manifesting our clients and stuff, we can manifest $500, $1,000, three grand, 5 grand, real easy. A lot of y'all that are self-employed, especially y'all witches, it's witches out there making 100 grand per month, and they for damn sure wouldn't be worried about my little small farm over here. So when these men come around doing stuff like that, and it does suck, especially when it comes to the racial aspect of it. Hmm. That's interesting, Prince of Presence. I just know that I trust, I trust in my spirit guides. Like, I swear to God, like a lot of people, if you are a person that left your job to become a full-time witch, baby, you got to be ready for that. You got to be ready to manifest that stable income daily or either weekly. And I'm telling you that it's possible. These men want to lie to you and say, "Oh, she's on Section 8." No, I'm not. And I make and spend a lot of money. I do. Am I supposed to be ashamed of that? It's my birthright. Okay. Can't nobody really argue with that. So a lot of y'all will see these men doing the things that they're doing. That doesn't make a man powerful. That actually makes him very weak. He's on the list of don't knows. He just don't know. He don't know anything. It's kind of difficult for him to understand, and so that's why they do the things that they do, because they're less stable than we are. Hell, Kirk Franklin might be getting ready to lose all his money. That's why he's trying to sacrifice his son for a deal. And us women know that that's not ever been necessary. Like, it's just a lot of stuff. I'm gonna come back and talk to y'all though, because my phone is only on 5%. So I'm gonna go and let this phone charge up. And then eat me some hash and eggs and stuff, y'all. So y'all have a wonderful Wednesday. I will see y'all later. If you guys want a private reading, yes, my 1 hour readings are 80, 30-minute readings are 40. And you guys can either cash at me at $ Jamila Briscoe, or you can visit my Etsy shop. The link is below. Okay. And I do also provide spiritual work for people. Um, and it's definitely advisable. Y'all should ask me about the deep soul cleansings. I actually changed the name to Deep Soul Cleansing. And it's you can find that on the website. You can also find some reviews too on there also. Okay. Yeah, they can't handle it. I'll see y'all later. Love and light. Bye, Patsy Lopez. Bye bye. See y'all later. Love you guys.